All right, welcome everybody. This is another edition of Baseball's Personal History Volume 6. I'm John,
Hey, and I'm Kaylin.
and this episode we're going to see
Dayton Dragons,
the Chillicothe Paints,
Cincinnati Reds,
the Cleveland Indians.
and last but not least, the Detroit Tigers in Detroit, Michigan.
Enjoy! So please definitely subscribe to our videos. We need more subscribers and also some more comments. I know this is sort of boring, but some of these can be sort of elongated. But
Like the Bethlehem Steel.
some of these, because they are uh, sort of long on commentary, etc. This was before the YouTube and everything else. So in later episodes, probably what episode maybe 10 or 15, we'll actually have some more video and some more pictures of the stadium. But Site 26, Dayton Dragons. Kalen was a little young, so you don't remember much from the Dayton Dragons, do
No.
you? So, Dayton Dragons, nice little park. Actually, I think it's the second most visited park in minor league baseball, first being the Sacramento River Cats. Uh, but what I do remember is that after we bought tickets, a couple of the staff members came out and gave Kalen a couple of packs of baseball cards. That was kind of cool. So, did you want to say anything about Dayton?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The only thing I remember is the picture when he took the photo of me sitting on a baseball outside of Dayton Dragons Park.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little park. It's in Dayton. There's some nice. It's close to the Riverwalk. They have a Riverwalk there, and the original Wright Brothers workshop is there in town. And it's an old steel town, so it isn't sort of dis repair, I guess you could say. The disrepair is not sort of but it is sort of a declining sort of town. But it's a nice little town to go see a baseball game, etc. The second site, or the site 27, in this it actually has a little bit more elongated history. It's the Chillicothe Paints. Um, the Chillicothe Paints at the time that we went to go to see this game were part of the Frontier League. Well, Frontier League is still around. However, the Chillicothe Paints are no longer part of the Frontier League. They're actually a collegiate league now, and that's part of not the collegiate league is not part of the Quest. There's too many of them, and the independent leagues are still part of the Quest, but going to the collegiate leagues and and college baseball stadiums, there's a little too much. But the background, a little bit more background about the Chillicothe Paints is I did my master's thesis on a game that happened in the latter part of the 19th century, 1880s, early 1890s. There was a baseball game that happened between an African American team from Covington, Kentucky, and the Chillicothe Paints, or excuse me, not Paints, but a Chillicothe, Ohio squad that was considered probably one of the top minor teams in the nation at that time. Well, it just so happens that, lo and behold, about 22 miles north, a little boy, not little, but sort of a young boy by the name of Branch Rickey. And Branch Rickey is the one who signed Jackie Robinson to his contract for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So the whole connection is that potentially, and I'm still digging up evidence, potentially Branch Rickey was at that game. And if I can get enough evidence out of the National Archives in D.C., this would actually this game would probably be might be the catalyst of why Branch Rickey did what he did. Um, back in what was it 47 I think it was. So
Yeah.
Chillicothe, if you're into collegiate league games, Chillicothe is a nice little stadium. It's near the VA, Veterans Administration, but it's a nice little stadium to go see. Do you have any comments about Chillicothe at all?
No.
Okay. The next stadium, the next site that we have, Site 28, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, the big red machine and all this other stuff. The old stadium is long gone, but what's cool about the Great American Ballpark is they do have a museum there on on site. Plus, they actually have a few of their Hall of Famers out in a courtyard, in statue form, which I thought was quite impressive. I did have one of their sort of Cincinnati. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but one of their famous sort of a like bratwurst type of thing, and that was actually quite good. So if you're a foodie and type, and that's the one thing about going on these quests is I don't, having a hot dog is great, all grand and good, and they're all, there's different tastes across the country. But for me, I go to a game. I want to find something distinctive that makes that park different. Like in Sacramento, River Cats have that foot long, 2-inch hot dog called. It used to be called the Mammoth Cat or something like that. So if you ever do go on a quest, definitely check out sort of the unique varieties of food throughout the baseball stadiums around the nation and around the world. Any comment about the Cincinnati Reds, Caitlin?
No.
Okay. Cleveland Indians, and
In Jacobs Field.
so as you can probably see from Site 29 and Site 28 and 29, I'm wearing actually the same outfit. So, but they are two different days, etc. So, I didn't mean on purpose to wear the same outfit. Probably just, those are the two most comfortable things I like to wear, especially with Kalen being small at that point. I had to carry him or, had to push him along everywhere. So, Jacobsfield was nice. I think it was a little bit more miserable that day than I was expecting. I don't remember much of Jacobs Field because when it gets too hot, you just want to just sort of go in the under the in the concourse and just roam around, look at see what they have, etc. Do you have any comments about Jacobs Field?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Next time if Cleveland gets a stadium, you might want to get a little bit smaller stadium.
Yeah, I mean Cleveland until Cleveland starts winning again, you're pretty much not gonna get a full house anytime in Cleveland. Um, just sort of my viewpoint on it. Now the next site was our first site in 2006, and that's Site 30, the Detroit Tigers in Detroit, Michigan. And I really like this ballpark. I think that Detroit, downtown Detroit, or I should say where Co-America Park is and Ford Field are right next to a door to each other. I'm not going to say anything about Joe Louis Arena right at the moment. That will be saved for our NHL volume. But I like this stadium. I think there's a lot to do for kids. And kids, there's a family area for the kids to roam around, etc. And I think that's what modern ballparks need. Is I think that they need an area to roam around, etc. Because at the major league ballparks, you're all sitting so close to each other that you really don't have time to um, see the game and then play with the kids at the same time. Whereas a minor league game, most of the time the stadium isn't sold out, and you just want to go and say, okay, we can go roam around, go play catch somewhere, etc. So, um, I'm not going to say anything about, I have my own opinion about old Tiger Stadium. We fortunately were able to take pictures of old Tiger Stadium before they tore it down, but we never went to a game there. I'm not going to really say much on that subject except to say, I'm a fan of older ballparks, at, like Rickwood Field, etc. But there's a time and a place, and sometimes things start falling apart, and it's time to move on. So, but in the same respect is, you know, replacing a baseball stadium just for the sake of replacing a stadium is, one completely different thing, and that's just my opinion. Any other comments? No. Nah.
I have one.
Okay.
Um, Comerica was a good park. Is they just need like more seats in it for like more Detroit fans.
Yeah, I mean, we went to early in the season. We went in early April, so it was sort of on the cold side. You could see by the picture back, in the beginning. But I definitely give Co-America a chance. I mean, a lot of people are afraid. Oh, Detroit! I don't want to go to Detroit. It's Detroit's no different than small towns. I mean, some smaller towns actually have more of a higher incidence of crime rates than some of the bigger towns. I mean, actually had more problems in the smaller towns than I've had in the bigger towns. So, maybe it's just because, I don't make myself a target. I've never, anytime that I go somewhere, especially, even the smaller towns, I don't make myself a target. I don't show flashy jewelry or anything like that. So never feel bad about going to Detroit or anything like that. And I definitely, if you do go up to Detroit, I do highly recommend, and Kaylin may second me on this, go to the Ford Museum. The Ford Museum and take the tour of the Ford plant, etc. The Ford Museum is absolutely wonderful. There's like several parts to it. There's the actual museum that shows a lot of different um, artifacts, etc., from
Like
engineering,
40s.
40s. Um,
Maltese rides and Greenfield Village was the old time baseball is.
and and like Kaylin said, Greenville Village. You actually at Greenville Village during the summer or during the tourist season, you could actually ride a Model T for an extra fee, and that Kaylin and I really enjoyed that. So definitely, if you're in Detroit, definitely do not skip the Ford Museum. Any other comments at all?
Um,
What
no.
about the Ford Museum?
Oh yeah, the Ford Museum. The Ford Museum was great, but by the time we went there, it was too early for that old time baseball.
Yeah, I mean the old time baseball happens in the sort of dead of summer, July,
Like
August.
June to August.
So if you're into old time baseball, that's the time to go to the Ford Museum. All right, thanks a lot. I'm John.
Hey.
That's Kalen, and we're the Questers too. Thanks for watching.